Ed here with the Digital Digest, and today I wanted to share a quick unboxing and first look at the Lenovo ThinkPad X1 Nano. Now this is an exciting machine that Lenovo just sent over because it is incredibly light, roughly 2 pounds. We've got an Intel Core i7 1160 G7 under the hood, 16 gigs of RAM, a ½ terabyte NVMe drive, and a 13-inch 16 by 10 2160 by 1350 display. So all really nice specs. It is relatively expensive, but again, remember, you're going to be hard-pressed to find a machine quite this powerful in such a light package. So really, this is aimed, I feel, at mobile professionals that are looking for the lightest experience that doesn't sacrifice on capability. And hopefully it'll deliver exactly that. I mean, as soon as I saw this first shown off by Lenovo, I knew it was something that I wanted to share with all of you because it reminds me of other machines similar in this class, like the Dragonfly Elite. Those are the type of machines that I think many users are after, and Lenovo was really smart to put together such a small package like this that, again, really doesn't cut any corners. Build quality, solid, exactly what you would think of when it comes to Lenovo's high-end build. And right now I can already tell you the machine is really nice. I like the fit and finish on this. And essentially, when it comes to the overall design language, minimalistic, and we've got 2 Thunderbolt 4 ports right there on the left side of the machine. And I'll show you the rest of the components in a moment. Headphone and microphone combo jack port right there. Thunderbolt 4, by the way, for those of you that are wondering, not that different than Thunderbolt 3. The only real difference that I feel is tangible is the ability to output 8K video. How many of you are really trying to do that? Not too many. This has quad speakers, by the way. I think it also has a quad microphone system. Dedicated power button right there, ventilation. Keep in mind, RAM is soldered on this. So when you're picking out your respective model, and this is really one of the higher end spec, you want to be aware that if you need the extra RAM, do yourself a favor and get it. So this opens up. Remember, this is not a 2-in-1. I know many of you that watch my channel are used to 2-in-1s being the flavor, but that's not always the case. This is more of a business machine, in my opinion, but keeping it light like this and still powerful is a really nice combination. And because you do still have Iris Xe graphics, Intel's integrated graphics, they're actually, it is competent when it comes to gaming, so that's nice. We do have a privacy switch right here at the webcam top center. Matte display. Again, this 2K 16 by 10 display I think is going to appeal to a lot of users. Classic ThinkPad design here, but reimagined in the fact that this thing is just incredibly light. Let's go ahead and power it on. We'll see if it's got some charge. I see the backlighting coming on, and let's take a look at the balance of what we got. So some instructions, some paperwork. Now the power brick I'm expecting to be a 65 watt Type-C brick, and that's exactly what we have. And interestingly enough, Lenovo has changed their style of charging brick, and I'm happy to see that as well, because a lot of their 65 watt bricks historically, at least since I've been covering their laptops, have been considerably larger than this. Now they've moved towards basically the same, well, very common 65 watt supply, like you'll see with a lot of the HP machines that I cover as well. So I'm a big fan of this brick. I mean, keeping it small and light is the theme of this machine, so it makes perfect sense. Now, on boot up, remember this is not a touch screen. Let's just see. Looks like we have a full charge. So 97% right now, and it's showing, this is inside of Windows, a little under 5 hours. I believe that, I don't remember the exact capacity of the battery, but it's not tremendous. Keep in mind, in order to keep this form factor, they can't really go very large. I mean, that defeats the purpose. But I think they estimate over 10 hours. I think it's 12 or 13 hours of battery life. So it'll be interesting. If this is able to really pull off even 10 hours, I think this is going to be an incredibly popular machine between its incredibly lightweight, the 16 by 10 2K resolution IPS panel that they're using, which I believe is also Dolby Vision certified, fairly bright. Let me see if right now we're at full brightness. Keyboard looks good also, I have to say. So right now this is full brightness. If I take it all the way down, it does drop down. I mean, that's probably barely visible on camera. And the speaker system should be good too. I mean, so I'm excited to test this out, see how it performs with Intel's 11th gen processor under the hood. I think you're going to get a pretty robust experience, considering, again, that this is a 2-pound machine with a 13-inch panel. It's pretty amazing when you think about it. And I think that this is something that I will likely compare with the Spectre 13T and 14T from HP, being that it is, I think, delivering on a lot of the same things. Granted, not a 2-in-1, but it is much lighter. I mean, you're talking about machines, the 13T specifically, which I think matches up better with it, comes in at around, a little under 3 pounds. So this machine, basically just as powerful with the i7 here. It's not the exact same processor, but very close in terms of processing power, and yet almost a pound lighter. And again, if battery life is what I hope it to be, which even if it's 9 hours, 8 to 9, I think that this is going to be a winner for a lot of you. And for those of you wondering about the build, I said it was solid out of the box. You can see right there, like most of the X1s, carbon fiber and a magnesium chassis. And it does feel really solid. And Lenovo does put this through some rigorous testing. When it comes to fingerprints, one thing I'm noticing already is that with the matte finish, I see something initially, but then it just fades away. So that I already like as well. I can't say how often. It's bothersome, the frequency that manufacturers make nice looking machines, but then they are fingerprint magnets, and as a result, nice turns to grimy looking very quickly. So I think this is going to be popular. I mean, I like it already because, again, if you're looking for something that does not make a compromise on anything other than its weight, this could very well be the winner for you. And I don't remember the last time that, outside of like the LG Gram line, and I mentioned the Dragonfly comes close. Granted, that has a little more flexibility, quite literally, being that it's 2-in-1. There are not many machines like this on the market other than the Gram for business users and regular users alike that want the best performance they can get in the lightest package available. And that's exactly what this hits on. And it delivers the classic ThinkPad look, design language, and feel with what I think many of you will prefer with the 16:10 aspect ratio, giving you a little bit more room as opposed to 16:9, which of course has been pretty much the standard for years now. 16:10, a little bit of a throwback, but it's becoming popular again, and for good reason. I'm a fan of it, definitely more so than, things like, I'm not against what HP did with the 14T. I think it's a great machine, but it's an aspect ratio that's been popularized by Microsoft, I would say mostly. And when you look at this in terms of size, again, these don't look that much different in terms of size, but this is so much lighter. It's kind of bonkers. And if I just put this on top, again, just to give you an idea, we're talking about a 13-inch display here, 13.5 on the 14T, the Spectre 2-in-1. Again, very different machines, but similar internals, being that they're both built around Intel's 11th gen i7 processors, granted a little bit different processor. This is the 1165 G7, this is not, but I'm still expecting very similar performance, especially since everything else inside the machine is nearly identical. So, except for no touchscreen, no 2-in-1, but not everybody's looking for 2-in-1s. So, again, people who swear by the ThinkPad keyboard still like to have the pointer in events where they want to disable the trackpad. You've got it, and I think that's going to appeal. I'm curious what the webcam's going to be like, speaker performance and battery life, and of course, I will be following up sooner rather than later. Any questions or comments? Oh, and by the way, of course, fingerprint scanner. For those of you that were wondering, don't want to leave that out. Not sure about Windows Hello compatibility. I want to say that Windows Hello is a go on this, but I'll definitely be following up for those of you that are wondering. But that is pretty much it. It's a refreshing thing to see a 2-pound 13-inch machine with a 16:10 aspect ratio and just a really nice aesthetic. I'm not into the flashy crap. Lenovo knows how to do it when it comes to making something look like it means business, and that's exactly what the ThinkPad line does. Any questions or comments, please feel free to post them, hit that like button, and as usual, please feel free to subscribe, and please stay safe. Later.